And so today's spooky adventure begins in Lexington, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, we are attending Scarefest weekend. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Lexington, Kentucky for today's spooky adventure. As I said before, we are attending Scarefest weekend. This is an all horror themed convention. This is my second year attending. Last year we came here and I didn't document, but this year I'm here to document as much as I possibly can. Now, there are celebrities attending this event from all kinds of horror movies. I brought some posters with me to get signed. There is a bunch of spooky cosplay, there's spooky vendors, and you never know what or who you're gonna run into at these events. So join me as we have a bloody good time at Scarefest weekend. Let's go in and check it out. They have this giant banner outside the front entrance of the convention center. Now, there are celebrities from a bunch of different horror movies like Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, Scream, Five Nights at Freddy's, and there are quite a few horror reunions here. So we're gonna go in and see what's going on. And today is Saturday, the only day that we are attending, so we have to get in the general admission line to get our passes and also our ticket to our other event that we are attending here. So right by the ticket booth where we're getting our tickets to go in, they have little gremlin guy down here and also creature from the Black Lagoon. All right, I got my wristband. Time to rock and roll. Let's do this. They got a giant skeleton just hanging out here in the lobby. This thing is freaking tall. And for all you Stranger Things fans, take a look at this. They have a giant Demogorgon right here, roped off that you can get pictures with and stuff. That's pretty cool. And ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go into and witness the Warrens Occult Museum. It is a traveling museum this year, and they have artifacts from Ed and Lorraine's personal collection, including Annabelle herself. And just outside the entrance here, they have this display that you can get pictures with that replicates Annabelle's case. Warning, positively do not open. Right here is the New England witch doll. It is made in the victim's image to curse them. The crossbeam is from a familiar object used by the victim, such as a piece of their chair. A chunk of pork is attached to the doll, and as the meat rots, the victim's body also deteriorates. It would be hung outside the victim's bedroom in a bush or a tree. Oh, creepy. This here is the voodoo doll. It is from Africa. It is a doll made to resemble its victim. Pins would be stuck in the doll to paralyze the victim. Usually hair clippings and toenail clippings of the victims are also incorporated within the doll. The satanic ritual skull. Authentic human skull used by satanic cults to practice black magic. Satanists seek out animals and humans, gods, creations, to sacrifice their souls to the devil for personal gain and power. This here is the World War I shoe and skeleton foot. This World War I era shoe with skeletal remains was found in the 1960s near the town of Nancy, France. The shoe and human foot were taken by an archaeologist and later given to a private collector and placed in their collection of oddities. The energy around this artifact is said to be very strong. There are witness claims of tapping on the glass and movement from within the case. Donated by the Thomas family of Gettysburg, PA. September 27th, 2024. This here is an authentic Lorraine Warren skirt and hair bow. Worn by Lorraine Warren for decades, this skirt captures her unique signature fashion style that she is known for. So that was worn by Lorraine Warren. This here is the Book of the Dead, Necronomicon, a fictional tale of magic spells based on ancient grimoires. The Eastern Airlines Flight 401 remnants. Eastern Airlines Flight 401 was a scheduled flight from New York JFK to Miami. Shortly before midnight on December 29, 1972, the L-101 TriStar crashed into the Florida Everglades, leaving 101 fatalities. Various parts of the wreckage were salvaged and installed in other planes. As a result, paranormal sightings of Captain Robert Loft, First Officer Albert Stockstill, and Flight Engineer Donald Repo were witnessed and reported on these planes. So that is a piece of the plane there. So this here is the Shadow Doll. This doll, which was used to curse people, was crafted from a number of items such as animal bones, feathers, and a human tooth. It worked like this. A photo of the doll was taken and the name of the victim was written on the back. A spell would be cast over the photo, which would then be sealed in an envelope and sent to the victim. When the victim opened the envelope and looked at the photo, the curse was placed. And then so on and so forth. This here is the toy dinosaur. It's a simple child's toy that was assembled by David Glatzel, who was possessed by demons as a small boy. Witnesses saw the toy move across the family's home's floor, where a voice was heard saying, "You are all going to die." The demon moved from David to Arnie Johnson after Arnie challenged it. The Warrens believed he was under demonic possession when he stabbed and killed his landlord. The famous case was later turned into the movie The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. That's wild. Here is the Amityville keychain. This is part of the actual keychain handed to Ed Warren by George Lee Lutz for the Amityville Horror House investigation. Right there. There's the house and there's photos. This here is the vampire coffin. A young man fashioned himself as a vampire and would sleep in the coffin by day and leave it at night, roaming the streets looking for his next victim. He was what is called a human vampire. This here is the Devil's Sword. The sword was purchased on the black market by a collector who immediately began to experience demonic activity. The man suffered serious demonic oppression until he sought out the assistance of the NESPR and turned the sword over to the Warrens Occult Museum in 2021. Wow. Over here we have some shrunken heads. Shrunken heads, or Tasantas, were made by Shore and Achuar people who lived in the rainforest of Ecuador and Peru. They are created by pulling back the skin and hair of a human male enemy, discarding the bones, brain, and other matter. Woo! And over here we have the African fertility dolls. These dolls represent fertility and good luck even when used by young girls as a way to prepare for motherhood. The legend of the Ashanti doll claims that the bearer of an Akuaba fertility doll will give birth to a beautiful child that is 24 inches long. This is one of the craziest things they have in here, not saying that everything else isn't, but still. This here is the Conjuring Mirror. This mirror was used in a psycho momentum in a attempt to reach out to dead loved ones. For weeks, a man from New Jersey sat gazing into this mirror in a dark room with only a dimly lit red light. Eventually, sinister monstrosities appeared in the glass, driving the man to near insanity. The man contacted Ed Warren and asked him to take it away. This is the Conjuring mirror here.
Thank you for letting me fix your pizza.
This here's a baboon head. This artifact was used in black witchcraft rituals before being secured by Ed Warren. The child's coffin. This tiny coffin was used to display the bodies of young children at funerals in the early to late 1800s. Nicer coffins like this were used multiple times for viewing at funerals. After the funeral, the body would be removed and placed in a less expensive plain box for burial. This here is the Satanic Idol. Located in the woods of Sandy Hook, Connecticut by a hunter, this handmade statue was used by a high-ranking Satanist priest to perform rituals. Shortly after Ed took possession of the idol, Lorraine was stricken with a strange illness which left her hospitalized for days. Ed claimed this was a warning from the satanic priest. Imagine finding that in the woods. This board here says the Estes method. The Estes method is a paranormal investigation technique that involves using sensory deprivation and a spirit box to communicate with potential spirits in a given location. This painting by Wade Kirby is based on a Thomas Demko photograph of NESPR team leader Dan Rivera during a live investigation at the Gettysburg Orphanage in 2024. So, right there. So before I show you the real Annabelle, ladies and gentlemen, this is an actual screen-used Annabelle doll. It is from the movie Annabelle Comes Home, and it was gifted to the Warren's Occult Museum in the fall of 2019 by Warner Brothers Pictures. So that is the actual doll from the movie. Oh my god, it's too freaking cool. And right here in this case beside the movie Annabelle is the real Annabelle doll, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at that. There is some articles there, some gloves, and the board right there that talks about possessions and stuff. But right there, this doll is what inspired those movies. Wild. So here at the Warren Occult Museum merch booth, they have t-shirts, hoodies, books, seekers pens, decals, dog tags, shot glasses, and posters. Follow them on social media, of course. But this is some of the shirts and stuff that they have.
We have 2X and a number 2.
So we have to go back up to level 3 to go get some autographs. Oh man, take a look at this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Scarefest. Well, we got some Terrifier stuff here in this booth here. Let's take a look. Scream masks, ghost face masks. This giant Art the Clown. I like it. This is cool. Oh, I like that Nightmare on Elm Street hat. Hats are pretty cool. We have some horns, some knives, a hacksaw, some really cool pillows down here. Got a neon green horror sign, chainsaw. All kinds of cool stuff here. Even some pens. They got some cool signs here. and some really interesting stuff on these shelves. It's like King Kong stuff, Hellraiser, The Mask, Critters. They got some statues up here. Tarman, Jason, and some more signed prints here. Oh man, Trick or Treat Studios is here. They always have some cool stuff. Got some masks here. Terrifier figures. This new Saw figure here, Billy the Puppet. True Romance figures. They have some Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger gloves here for 240 bucks. Got some Gremlins figures. Leatherface masks. They have some iron-on patches here. You can put them on your jacket, along with some Gwar figures. And a whole bunch of stickers here. Return of the Living Dead. Nice. Godzilla, Poltergeist, Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, Frankenstein. Classic Universal Monsters. Small iron-on patches, $10. I like the Jaws one. We got some bags here. And some Halloween masks. Got some LED light-up Jason masks here, along with some light-up hats and masks and book bags. That's crazy, but check this out. These little TVs here,
some of my stuff's convention exclusive.
they actually light up, and there's some characters on the top ones. That's awesome. We got the Horror Finds booth here. They have some really cool shirts. Zoinks. My mom and dad are going to be so mad at me. Happy Halloween. Silver Shamrock. We got our Brains shirt here. Return of the Living Dead. Send more cops. More Brains.
Attention attendees.
Salem's Lot. Welcome to Derry.
Return of the Living Dead group of
Haddonfield.
photo op.
Crystal Lake.
This is
Springwood.
your last call.
We got some really creepy dolls here. Dolls on this table ask about their superpower. Some creepy. Just noticed these two plushies here. These are the zombies from Day of the Dead. We got Bub right there, and then the tongue zombie from the beginning of the film. Whole bunch of plushies, little figures. Blankets. Like that Jaws blanket right there. They have quite a few Michael Myers masks here. And also some Freddy Krueger masks as well. Along with some Funko Pops. They even have a flux capacitor. Some Marvel stuff. Oh my goodness. I want this. They have a big one and a little one here. The shark from Jaws. It's got the 3 barrels. It's 800 bucks. Damn it. But check this out. This little light box here has Quint, the figure. It's got the barrels. It's the NECA figure. It's got little sharks and fisherman stuff in it. Here's some other ones. Rogan scent can. And they have these little figures right here. We got Jason.
If you have a solo photo op with Miguel Nunez,
Those are cool.
this
Hellraiser
is your
set
last
here.
call.
Some killer clowns. We got Blade, Silence of the Lambs. And check out this Michael Myers display here. How cool is that? 600 bucks. Then we have a Michael and Jason figures here. Take a look at these displays here. Freddy versus Jason from the end of the film right there. Down here we have Saw, Phantom of the Opera, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, New Blood, Killer Clowns right there. We got Trick or Treat. Check out this Freddy right here. Woo! Crazy. Texas Chainsaw Massacre right back there. Dawn of the Dead. I got some statues there on the top. And then on this shelf here, some of these are actually signed. Like this jigsaw right here, signed by Tobin Bell. Lots of Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. Living Dead dolls. Oh man, check that out. That display there. Leatherface. And over here we have a bloody Art the Clown. And then Sam from Trick or Treat. I see a Terminator up there. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the T-800. However, that figure there is from Terminator 3. Then we have some masks here, Leatherface, some other weird stuff. Freddy over here, Terrifier, Leatherface, Jason, Tarman, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Captain Spaulding, and some Scream Ghostface masks. Besides the Was That one from Scary Movie. Check out some of these displays here. The Evil Dead. We have Resident Evil. My Bloody Valentine. Check out these Halloween ones. Michael and Dr. Loomis. And this giant Michael right here. Halloween. That's awesome. Got these up here as well. Bloody Art the Clown. And then Gremlins. Too cool. Oh. And then It. Pennywise. There's some really cool horror cups here. We got Jason, Freddy, Michael, Chucky. We got some bigger cups here. That Freddy one right there. Here's another booth that has a bunch of cups here. Check out these Jaws ones. Those are awesome. They have the Nun, Chucky, Zombie, all kinds of stuff. Anything you can think of, they probably have. We have some of the classic Universal Monster cups here. We got some serial killer cups. This here is called Top Notch Hawks. They have recreated Jason masks. Friday the 13th Part 3. Jason Lives, the final chapter. Freddy vs. Jason. Oh! We got Lego Jason here. Oh my goodness, it's a Fred pool. Look at that. That is awesome. Oh man. Oh wow. That's awesome. They got these little horror voodoo dolls here. Take a look at these. Oh my. That's so cool. There's a lot of cool horror figures at this booth. One thing that caught my eye was these mummy figures. Imhotep. There's 5 total, but there's only 2 of them here. I've never actually seen the Imhotep figures in person, but they have Hannibal Lecter, we got Chucky, we got Freddy, Jason, some Living Dead dolls here, Frankenstein, Dracula, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Friday the 13th, Candyman, rest in peace, Tony Todd, some bigger figures down here as well. Oh wow, there's a whole lot of vintage horror stuff here. Check out some of this stuff. Elvira up there. We got some Freddy masks, Halloween props. I'm digging that Freddy poster there in the back. All kinds of cool horror stuff. Figures, we got some Godzilla stuff. Halloween decorations. Take a look at these little designs here. These little displays.
There is a woman who makes.
They're miniatures. The Mini Shop of Horrors, it's called.
And
These are so tiny, but very cool. Look at the detail on them. That's wild. Even these over here are highly detailed. Ooh, take a look at this one. Creepy. Take a look at these busts here. Giant Jason over here. We got Pennywise. And then Ghostface, Scary Movie Ghostface. And Negan. Man, these are wild. I like that Predator one right there. This booth here is wild. They have hundreds, if not thousands, of Funko Pops. Look at all these. And they go all the way down, too. Some cool horror ones here. Chucky. Exorcist. I wonder if they have any from Annabelle or... Well, pretty much Annabelle. I have the Conjuring ones. The Crow. Yeah, there's tons of Funko Pop. Oh wow, take a look at these. These horror dolls here. I really like this Christmas tree here. Got these ornaments on it. Go around the side and see some of these. Raggedy Ann dolls. We got a whole bunch of Terrifiers here. Art the Clown. We got some Ghostface here. Girl Freddy's. Chucky's. What's your favorite scary movie? These are all little tiny VHS tape boxes. A bunch of different horror movies. That is too cool. With Robert Englund attending, ladies and gentlemen, look who it is. Nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude our day here at Scarefest weekend. I am so exhausted. However, this has been one of the most fun days ever. There's so many things that happened today. Firstly, we went to the Warren's Occult Museum that they have on display here. And let me just say, seeing some of those artifacts in person, mind-blowing, but creepy at the same time. And also seeing the screen-used Annabelle doll from, obviously, the Annabelle movie. But the stuff in there was creepy, but super cool though. And then I met Angry Grandma and Jake the Prankster. That was cool. I got all of the signatures for my Return of the Living Dead poster. Unfortunately, there was 2 people that canceled from that movie that were supposed to be here, so I might be getting their signatures later on at a different show. So there's that. And then I got Reggie Lee, who was in Prison Break. Also, Silas Mitchell, who was also in Prison Break, signed my Prison Break poster. And then I had Reggie Lee sign my Fast and the Furious poster. And dude was super, super cool. We talked about the Fast and the Furious and then talked about Paul Walker. And he's actually following me now on Instagram. So that is super, super cool. Yeah, it's just been a crazy, fun-filled day here. Scarefest is always fun. This is my 2nd year attending. Last year was fun. I did all of the Friday the 13th Jasons. I had them sign my Crystal Lake sign. And then actually, on accident today, Tim Merkovich, who played young Jason in part 8, I was in the hallway and he stopped me and said, "Hey, you don't have my signature on your Friday the 13th sign." And I looked him up and he did play Jason, young Jason from part 8. So I now have all the young Jasons that have been in all of the Jason movies, every young Jason, on my Crystal Lake sign. So there's that. Yeah, and then I met some of the cast from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, got some photos with them. It's just been crazy today. But seriously, all in all, Scarefest is so much fun. You guys should check it out. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. And if you have, let me know if you've been to this show specifically. Let me know who you've met, what you've had signed. And yeah, I think that's going to conclude today's video, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you watching. And as always, take care, be safe, peace out, and we'll see you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Stay spooky.